When traveling, it's not unusual to find yourself making a careless mistake now and then. You are, after all, exploring an environment that you are unfamiliar with. Whether you are a seasoned traveler or this is your first big trip, you will probably benefit from the following list. With just a little bit of planning, you can cut down your chances of making mistakes and have the best vacation possible. Number 1. Booking without comparing rates. If you're one of those people who just books on impulse, basically just the first good deal you see, you are likely paying more than you could be. There are so many different travel sites on the internet, and by spending just a little bit of time researching and comparing, you will quickly learn just how much prices can vary, and you'll be able to find the best deals, which are probably better than that first one you saw. Number 2. Booking your trip way too early. So you and your friends decided to finally take that trip to Paris next summer. But wait, don't rush to book your trip just yet. Of course, you want to make it real by booking everything right away, but this can be a mistake and you could end up paying more. It's best if you book your flight 3 to 4 months before you plan to travel. That's around the time when airlines begin to increase and lower their rates based on demand. When it comes to cruises and tours, this is where you will want to wait until last minute. That is, if you want to pay less. Since boats and tours have to fill up their spaces, they offer amazing last-minute deals, because it's still better for them to make less profit than no profit at all on those empty seats. Number 3. Not reading reviews. Yes, I know that these days most people do read reviews online, but you would be surprised to learn that there are still many who don't. They just head over to the closest travel agency and book everything there, based on the advice of a travel agent. Don't make this mistake. Do your own research. Read reviews online. See what former guests have to say. Check out photos of the rooms. Because by not doing this, you could find yourself arriving at a place that is far from what was promised. And you probably don't want to stay in a bad neighborhood or sleep in a bed with bedbugs, right? You don't have to stay at the best hotel in town, but where you stay is kind of important. And at least checking it out online can save you one big headache. Number 4. Traveling in peak season. By definition, this is the period of highest demand, and it varies by destination. Traveling during the peak season means larger crowds just about anywhere you go. And even worse, you will be paying about double what it would cost you in the low season. Unless you enjoy crowded beaches and waiting in huge lineups to see attractions, you may want to consider traveling during the low season. Or even better, the shoulder season, directly before or after high season, when the weather is still good, but there are much fewer people. It will not only be cheaper, but you will also have a more enjoyable time. Number 5. Thinking the only thing you need is a valid passport. There are many locations you can travel to with a simple passport, but then there are those where you will need a visa. Places like China, Nigeria, or Russia, to name a few. Of course, this depends not only on the destination, but also where you're traveling from. While you can get a visa in many countries upon arrival, there are often documents you need to fill out before you arrive, and without these, you can't get a visa. Then, another important thing to note is that many countries require a passport that will remain valid for at least 6 months after your departure date from the country. Make sure you don't let this one slide. Check to see if you need a visa or a new passport well in advance. Number 11. Eating near major tourist attractions. On your trip, you are more than likely planning to visit at least a few of those amazing spots you've been hearing about and dreaming about seeing in real life. But any food place, be it a restaurant or food stand, is going to cost double the price, and sometimes more, near any major attraction. And since these places know that people aren't coming back, they usually don't worry too much about the quality or consistency of the food they serve. Besides, most visitors just arrived and don't know much about the local foods, so it doesn't matter anyway. They're just excited to be there and see the attractions. To most, it's far more amazing to eat a subpar burger in front of a famous landmark than eating a delicious one at their favorite burger joint back home. Try eating in a non-touristy area where the food will actually be amazing. It has to be, otherwise nobody would go back. Yes, you will have to walk a few blocks, but the food will be much tastier and cost a lot less. You can also ask locals about good places to eat. By the way, the same is true when it comes to shopping for just about anything near a major attraction. Stores will always have higher prices. Don't be lazy. Take the effort and stroll off the beaten path. You'll surely find the same t-shirt for a third of the price. Number 14. Planning too much for a single trip. Assuming you aren't just heading to a resort with a bunch of friends for a week of intoxication and partying, you will likely plan a lot and will want to see and do as much as possible on your trip. This sounds great, but if you plan too many things and fill up each day from morning to night, you could end up finding yourself stressed out and exhausted. Not to mention, when you pack too many things into one day, you can't even really fully explore and enjoy anything. It's okay if you don't visit every single place on your list in one trip. You can save some for next time. Traveling is not only a lot of fun, but a great way to learn about different cultures and gain new insights of the world. With a little bit of preparation, you can ensure that you don't make any of the mistakes on this list. And sure, while some things are beyond your control, such as flight delays or bad weather, the more prepared you are, the less can go wrong. And that's a good thing.